The Leaning Tower of Pisa is an extremely famous landmark that captures the imaginations of thousands of visitors every year. Everyone is aware that there is a leaning tower in the Italian city of Pisa. Few people are aware, however, that this town has a long and illustrious past. The city of Pisa and its history, however, will be discussed in another video. So here's the thing, it was always leaning, but the name, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, was never given to it. It is actually a moniker that people have given it. The proper name of the building is Il Campanile del Duomo di Pisa, or the Bell Tower of the Cathedral of Pisa, and it's the bell tower placed directly next to the cathedral. Of course, the tower itself is a work of art. It is entirely made of white marble. At the base, the walls are 13 feet thick. It has 8 stories and stands 179 feet tall, which is about the height of a 15-story structure in the United States. There is a 300-step stairway constructed into the walls that leads to the top. Those who ascend these stairs to the roof enjoy a spectacular view of the city and the sea, which is 6 miles away. The tower is 16.5 feet off the perpendicular top. In other words, it leans 16.5 feet over. If you stood at the top and dropped a stone to the ground, it would land 16.5 feet away from the tower. Did you know that Galileo, who was born in Pisa, is supposed to have conducted some of his tests on the velocity of falling bodies at the tower? So what causes it to lean? The foundation was insufficient to support the weight of the structure. Pisa's soil is particularly wet, and the foundation does not extend to bedrock. The foundation also rests on a somewhat firmer base on one side than the other, resulting in a tilt rather than the entire structure sinking uniformly. The pitch continued to increase, and by the 1990s, it was believed that the structure may collapse. Thus, an aggressive effort was made to reduce the tilt. To reduce the tilt to a safer angle, soil was removed from beneath the tower's higher side. They did not, however, totally straighten the tower because this is what distinguishes it. It's also worth noting that Pisa was once bordered by huge lagoons and wetlands that have now silted up, which explains the soil's instability. Of course, when it was built, it wasn't designed to slant. It was built in 1174 as a bell tower for the neighboring cathedral and was opened in 1350. It was built on shoddy foundations and began to sag before it was finished. The top levels are at a different angle to the base, indicating that the builders attempted to compensate for the tilt. The tower didn't start leaning all of a sudden. It started leaning when only 3 of its stories, or galleries, were completed. So the blueprints were slightly altered and work continued. The tower has tilted another foot in the previous century. Some engineers say it should be called the falling tower, since they believe it will eventually collapse. There have been extensive engineering efforts in recent decades to strengthen the foundation in an attempt to avoid a tragedy. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is an iconic and interesting structure to see in your lifetime. In your travels to Italy, the tower is definitely worth a visit. It is a quirky feat of human engineering and proves to show that medieval architects and engineers had a humorous side and thought to themselves, what the hell, we've already started, let's just let it lean. It makes you wonder if they even conceived the notion that it would become an iconic landmark of the world several centuries later. We hope you enjoyed this journey. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to see all of our videos of all the amazing places to see in the world. Also, please be sure to leave a comment below to share your tips and tricks for how to best see and navigate this amazing place on Earth.